Oh, hello. There we go. I've got sound now. Here we go. We'll wait for all the no sounds to come and then hopefully someone will tell me we've got sound. Please tell me we've got sound. Please tell me sound. Good lip reading. And if you're on YouTube, you could probably. Yay! We've got sound. Thanks, Bernadette. It's Marie here and Claire at Skeinz Diaries. Good grief. We are morning. What a morning. We're repelling technology. Well, I'm repelling technology.
It took 25 minutes.
Right. Honestly, yeah. Welcome to Skeinz. We made it.
We're used to this kind of thing at the moment. Everything takes time.
I know, and everything is just. Yeah. It's like upside down. Cyclone world is upside down world, really, isn't it? Yeah, just go with the flow. Let's go. We figured it out. Yeah, we'll go with the flow. Not a good fun, maybe. Anyway, we're here. Sorry, episode 231. It is Thursday, really clear, and I think it was because it was we are coming with this update. Cyclone update. Lovely. That was being lovely. We have got our gear.
You'll remember the cyclone kit that you all sponsored, which was amazing. Like the response was huge, and we actually had to put up with too much coming in. Yeah, we ended up doing 1,200 kits, and a good chunk of them went to Brisbane. It was very exciting, and we had taken one out to Bayview and Eskdale area before that. And then on Tuesday, Heather and I loaded up my car and we headed out to the areas that I personally haven't been to. A lot of you guys have reasons to go out of town, but I've kind of stayed in town to. I've only gone places I've needed to, but first time I'd actually seen a lot of the stations firsthand, and considering we're 3 weeks on, it is still just so heartbreaking. I actually took a box of tissues with me.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I think that's the
they're in my car. I saw them in the footwell of my car. I'm thinking, this is really nice. But then they were doing it because my car came back. It was clean when it left. It was 16 when it came back. No. It was it's the mud and the silt, I think.
It's just you can't comprehend it until you see it in real life. And it's not just like a silt here and there. It's as far as the eye can see, and it's like this high on fields that used to be full of crops, and it's just I don't know how it's just can't comprehend how they're ever going to clean it up properly. And it's just devastating.
Here we go. For some reason, my good microphone isn't working, and I don't know why. Should we just talk in the plug?
I don't know if it'll work.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh look, now we've hold on, it's just it's gonna let us do blue snowball. Oh, there we go. We've got snowballs back. Snowballs back.
Fixed it.
So we did fix it. Oh my god. Yeah, Delene's like, you froze, then you died.
We died.
Do you want to hear something really, 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 really funny, Delene? Claire goes, I'll see if it works in this other plug, and she unplugs it, plugs it into what she thought was another plug, and it was the power off button. She literally turned the entire power off.
So it's working now.
It's working, and we're back, and you can hear us. Yeah. So, oh my lord. Right. Okay, so let's start again. This is, for those who haven't met Claire, this is Claire. There's a reason why I don't let her on here very often. Now you know why. So Claire has been looking after the cyclone relief effort for Skeinz. So this is her baby, okay? So I only got to do the things in Gisborne last week because I was able to combine it with seeing my family. So it was killing 2 birds with 1 stone. But Claire has been out and about. Well, it's the first really. You went to Bayview the week before last, and you and Heather came back.
We came back. Yeah, we kind of felt like we shouldn't be there. To be honest, there was so much going on in terms of the relief effort. They were still in sort of a recovery kind of effort at that stage.
It's very raw out there.
Yeah, very, very raw, and it felt a bit strange being out there. So we came back straight back, and we left it for a little while.
And I did Gisborne last week.
Yeah. And now it is a different feeling. There is still a lot of devastation out there, and there is still a lot of need out there. But it definitely feels like there's been a change.
Yeah, there's definitely been. I think there's as I've said previously, like in town, you wouldn't know that anything's gone on here here in town, but you literally just. Just right to the edges of town, so Awatoto, which is sort of one of the edge suburbs along Marine Parade. So if you've ever driven that road between Napier and Hastings along the waterfront or on the way out to Clive, seriously, less than 5 minutes from the CBD, and it is a different story.
Yeah. So, and not only that, they are now fully cordoned off there, and it's hazmat suits, and it's not even just flood, it's contamination now, and you can't. And I mean, that's where the scour is.
That's where our wool scour is.
We've lost that as well as everything.
And the scour.
And everybody out there can't get into their houses because it's all
contaminated.
And it's just one part of the whole, everything that's going on.
Yeah, and things, and just silly things like, I mean, the good news is that bridge, there's 2 bridges out there that get to Clive, and that road is now open to multi-directional, which I think was the end of last week. So that's put a huge amount of relief on the traffic issues that we've had here, because the traffic between cities has been horrific. And also I think because these 2 cities are so close together, they're almost like suburbs of each other, like the movement between the 2 cities is a common. Both my sons go to different schools but in the other cities, so that's not an unusual thing. And trying to do that, like, gosh, the kids were taking, and Heather's husband's backwards and forwards, and it was taking hours to get between one place and the other. So that's easing up a little now, which is reducing stress for people. But like the rail, I think I drove out there for the first time this weekend just gone, and I hadn't driven that road at all. And you drove across this bridge, and I mean, you can see the silt but it's the rail bridge.
It's gone. It's just not there. It is
gone.
And the rail lines are folded back.
All twisted round. It looks like some just freakish carnival ride.
It's just insane to realise how much power
the water had. So it is still very much going on here. So on Tuesday, you loaded up my van.
Yep. So we loaded up with, I think we got rid of
about 500 or 600. I think it was a huge day.
Yeah.
You were gone most of the day. It was massive.
Yeah. And so we headed out to Hastings, and we dropped kits off to a few of the maraes, and we went to Omahu, which is one of the areas that was really badly hit. And the response we've had, and
we've got mill team who live out there.
There's a lady at the mill whose house was damaged, and she's relying on them quite heavily at the moment as well. And the welcome you get is just crazy. Like, they said to us, "Oh, come in and have lunch," and we're like, "No, we're here to give to you. We don't need food back." And we're like, "No," but they're just so friendly and welcoming, and they've got everything running so smoothly out there, and it's just really nice to see the community pulling together. And then we went to the race course, and there's hoo-ha out there with the animals, and then there's also Task Force Kiwi, who I said to give a shout out to. These guys are fantastic. If anybody is looking to volunteer or anything, these guys are doing an amazing job. And
actually, those guys, I rang the big thing about these guys is a lot of these guys, I mean, but most of them are former Defence Force personnel. And I've got a very good friend here who's in Clive, and she was okay, but lots of people around weren't. And she's just retired from the Navy. She was so excited to hear about these guys. So she was getting hold of them, and they because you've got all those skills from the Defence Force, and there are so many personnel and people out there who are retired or have done territorial training, and these guys were brilliant.
There's and they were so, and they're the kind of people that we can get our kits to the areas we can't get to, like Rislington, Dartmoor, they're all cut off, and so they can get stuff to places that we can't. And then we went out to Puketapu as well. That was a pretty sobering drive. Because that's an area that there's there's 2 roads in now, isn't there? But they lost 2 of their bridges out there. 3 of the bridges. Rislington Bridge is gone as well. Cars. It's pretty horrible.
It is pretty. Yeah, it is pretty horrible.
And like I said, this is 3 weeks on, and it's still pretty raw out there. The schools are running, which is great. And they're all just. They're doing their best to keep things going for the kids and stuff.
Country folk are resilient, like they are really resilient. And a number of them, it's a real mix between those who've lost everything, but then also just been cut off, like completely cut off. I mean, they still, I think Dartmoor got power back yesterday.
So I spoke to Karen. Actually, some of you might know Karen, who used to work here at Skeinz. She's at Dartmoor. She's been stuck there for... since it happened.
And
she, I've been in contact with her throughout, and she messaged me yesterday and said she finally got power back.
3 weeks later.
3 weeks, and there's still people without power, so it's ongoing. But these line guys are working like 24/7.
They're amazing
to get power back to everyone. And so it's definitely it's an ongoing issue, man. It's going to be ongoing for a long time.
And it's just it is just pretty intense and crazy, but you guys have been incredible at what you've been able to support us through all of this, which has been great, and it is appreciated. Like that was
the response we've had has just been so
huge,
because it's not the normal, like there's a lot of food and clothing and stuff like that out there, and when you explain it to the people you're giving it to, that it's there's a lot of elderly out there who maybe can't physically help, and this gives them something to do, or people who maybe are unwell and can't help, and they just want to do something to help out, or something for their mental health, and then it suddenly clicks with the person you're giving it to, and they just get it, and it's just they're so appreciative. It's really good to see how much we're kind of helping out.
I know it does. It makes a massive difference. So thank you so much. And the blanket kits are still available, so we've closed off those wellness kits because we've just had so many sponsored that we just want to make sure that we can continue to get those distributed. But the blanket kits, there are still some colours available, and $25 of that goes into the funder. And do you reckon that we're fast approaching on 25,000?
We're just sitting on about 23, I think. So that's very exciting.
It is super exciting. So we've already had a meeting about where that money's going to go, and we've one of the things that we know, because we've got people who are at the coalface of this, right? They are of our own people who are out there when they're not at work. They're cleaning up. They are helping out with other organisations or families living with them, and it is huge that they know directly what's required, because one of the things that they found now is that there has been so much generosity, but it's not necessarily in the areas that they need it. So we have decided that we want to work directly to make sure that whatever we spend and do is actually going to help out very direct. So whether or not we haven't we've pulling together some ideas, it'll probably end up being in things like hireage of bobcats or diggers to actually help clear out spaces or workplaces or orchards or things like that, that are really direct. So we just need to sort of pull what those resources are and get those, and also to help the people that, because our people at the mill, we've got people that are directly affected, so just making sure that it could be a case that we talk to these guys and say, right, we haven't figured this out yet, but this could be the sort of thing that we end up doing, is teaming up with people that we know who've already got boots on the ground who are making such a difference. So it's it's a work in progress, really. And then of course the epic sale is going ahead, so I'm going to give you that date on Monday, so don't panic. That is coming, and that is definitely going to happen. And we're quietly confident that it's not going to.
It'll happen.
It'll happen. Yeah, we've been honestly, with it, because of course with all these issues in the mill and yarn not coming and all sorts of things. But we were pretty actually really organised ahead of time, much more than we had been in previous years, which has actually in a way been huge, because it's meant that instead of the really last minute stuff coming right to the end, which is what we've had before, we actually had more in store than we had ever before. So so the epic sale, we moved everything down from the original dates. We shunted everything down to give us a bit more time, but I think we're there now.
Yeah, it'll be epic.
It will be epic, and it's going to be on the old website, which is not what we wanted, but that's okay. It's the little things, really. We're just going to take one day at a time. So there you go. So that's the update from the coalface, really. It's all pretty good. Now, if you are out and about and you are wanting to, or you're looking for some stuff to knit or get prepared, I'm just going to pull this out. I've got Claire sitting here, and I'm going to hopefully get some more lined up today. I have been loading up some more pattern books. So these 4, this is New Natural, a book. Actually, this one's really nice. Some basic sweaters there of ladies' designs. That one's from Heirloom. These are all from the Australian Yarn Company. This one is Standout Knits. I've got, this one's really cute, Merino Minis. And this one is Sprout Size Knits, which is all for kids. So these 4 are all loaded up under patterns on the website now. And I've got some more sitting over here that I'm hoping to get loaded up. Will I get that one up today or not? No, it hasn't got a code.
It might do.
Yeah, I've got a few more. There's 4 more that I want to get up as well. So that's what I'm working on to get up and happening. And actually, I'm just going to quickly show you. I'll talk about this more on Monday. I'm just going to quickly show you. As I said to you, that's the swatch that I've done. I did get it cast on. So that is now starting, which is great news. I'll take my picture. Look, Claire's I know. Claire's the props lady, as you can see. That is what I am doing. It's not a hundy. So everything starts. I'm going to talk about this more as we go through the process. But all of this starts from swatch. So if you think that you can't actually design your own stuff, that's bollocks. And I'm going to prove to you it's bollocks and show you how you can do it for yourselves. So that is all happening. And the other thing that's happening, she's been laughing at me this morning doing this. I finally cut off my piece of felt.
What are you using it for?
Well, I'm thinking I might do something like that and sew that up like that. And as you can see, create a little...
What?
And then put a thing there and create a little pouchy thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, fine. As you can see, she thinks this is hilarious. I don't think it's very funny.
I think we've all done it though.
We have all done it.
Yeah, not that, but we've all felted something.
Far out.
Yeah.
Still can't believe it. Please, while we were waiting for the thing to do the restart in this disaster, we Claire was helping me wind off my
next one,
which is in machine washable superwash, so I can't felt it.
Yeah,
so that's what you have to do, really. All right, well, thank you everybody for popping on. Sorry, thank you for all of those that have hung in for another for what is just a day of technical difficulties, but that's all right. I'm going to be back on Monday. I'm going to give you the dates of the epic sale, and next week is all going to be about preparation for epic sale, so you're up and you're prepped and you're ready and you know what's happening. Also to the shop just is going to be closed this Saturday, but we're back open from next Saturday. Yay! So that's great news as well. So just it's all good.
Keep chugging
along. I will talk to you again on Monday. Take care. Have great knitting this weekend.
See you, everyone.